Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Imagine that. She's gonna be real fucking mad now. She's gonna be pacing back and forth. She is gonna be mad. Hi. Does anybody know if it's true that Gabby's son got kicked out of school?
Okay, so I figured. Alright, so can you... Yes. Howdy, y'all. This is going to be the single... Alrighty, guys, let's have a talk. Hardest video I've ever made. Probably ever. You can make what you want of it, but you know what? So I am officially done trying to... Howdy.
She's gonna be extra butthurt because I got my live back, but...
Mama's AR. My ex used to tell me I look like Christina Ricci. Yep. And I look like Cher. So I don't agree with all the video. Anyway, well. I did what I could, saved what I... Okay, so I figured out... So I am a...
I should have probably found that Wendy girl that was asking questions I was answering to before she got mad. And
is there anyone who likes this small toast with a yolk like...
Oh, you're here. Oh, woohoo. Uplift, which part? Like, you think currently? Because I know that she lost her phone when she was in rehab. But Wendy, since you're here, let me finish. So, there's nothing in the safety plan that says anything about daycare being a requirement. When she got him back, the rehab provided free daycare. So the first part, when you first go in, they call it 3.3. So when she was in 3.3, she was provided with free daycare. Like 100%. The rehab provided it. And then when she went over to 3.1, they gave 30 days of transition. So they provided it for 30 more days. And then she had to provide it herself. That's when the one-armed babysitter that has a criminal background, along with her living boyfriend, was the one that was watching the babysitter. And then I don't know what happened with the one-armed babysitter. But then she started at this daycare. Oh, never mind. I do. She's in an Oxford house. So she dropped the one-armed babysitter and went to daycare when she applied for cash assistance, because when she applied for cash assistance, she got the daycare. It's called Child Care Scholarship. So when she got the Child Care Scholarship, she quit with the one-armed babysitter and went to the actual daycare. Now, according to the state of Maryland, if you call the number that is listed for information regarding the Child Care Scholarship, I have it posted on a video, they said that it depends, like, they give it to you based off of what you apply for it. So if you only need daycare for 3 days a week, then you can apply for daycare for three days a week. She did say that you can apply for it full time, and then, if you only have school 2 days a week, you can only send them 2 days a week, and you won't lose your scholarship. Well, according to Ashley, because she doesn't want to be a mom, she has to send him every single day, all day, in order to keep the scholarship. And that's bullshit. That's not true. She sends him every day, all day, because she doesn't want to be a mom. She got pregnant with him in hopes that it would trap Grandpa Rice. And when it didn't work, she really hasn't cared about that baby. I'm sorry. I'm only speaking the truth. She's apparently now trying to get pregnant with a little girl because she thinks that if she gives him a daughter that, it will hook, line, sink him in, which is just a freaking joke. But there's nothing at all that states that that baby has to go to daycare. According to the person that I spoke to on Friday, they actually don't provide daycare for online classes. So when she was in 3.3, she was not required any type of job or anything like that. Obviously, that's them working on getting her sober, getting her methadone proper and stable, whatever. So in 3.1, she had to get a job, period. And she attempted to try to use peas and sliders as her job, telling them that she does their auctions for them. That was not accepted because it was not a payroll, taxable income. So her only other option was to go to school, class. They provided a GED class right there on site that her and her roommate / her rehab wife took together, studied together, did homework together, blah, 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 blah. They took the GED ready test. I guess some people call it post-test or pre-test or something like that, in February. And she received her voucher to go and get her or take her actual GED class. The voucher is good for 1 year, according to the roommate. When she went to this Oxford house, halfway house, whatever, she was also told there that she must get and maintain a full-time job. She has told these people that TikTok is her income. I am not shitting you. And I don't know if that was kind of iffy for them. So she then started online classes at Khan Academy. It is 100% free. So I don't know why she's posting videos saying that she applied for a school scholarship, because there's nothing to pay for. It is literally free. She just said that she did, her social studies and passed. And, she's doing her GED through Khan Academy. So she passed her social studies. She's apparently taking her language arts this week, but she's retaking math and science. This will be the third time that she has taken math and science classes. despite the fact that she has the fucking voucher to go to the local community college where she claims that she's going and to take the test. So, she's retaking math and science so that she can still claim that she's in school, collect free daycare, collect free cash assistance, and not have to work per house rules. I would about guarantee that her online behavior is against the house policies. I would also guarantee that the condition of her bedroom is 100% against house policies. But she's also doing that Khan Academy through or under her maiden name and not under her legal, maiden name. Because she just wants to be lazy up. Like, legit, that's it. She doesn't want to work. If she's not having money thrown at her by peas, she doesn't, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. She does not want to work. Like, this is the screenshot showing she very much is doing it under her maiden name. Well, Clover, not for long, because all of the above has been reported to the state of Maryland. All of it. The fact that she collects money off of people online. No, she has not changed her name. She told me that she's not going to because she allegedly has to go to Washington, D.C. in order to change her name. Because she has to change it on her passport, and she says that she has to send her marriage or her divorce papers. Yeah, she said, because I told her, I said, you don't have to go to Washington. And she said, yes, she does, because she has to send them her divorce papers, and she's not sending her original divorce papers in the mail. And I said, you don't have to. Go to the local post office, and they can, make a copy or whatever and send it out. Well, right. And so Mrs. She's had her passport for like 5 years, right? Because she claimed that Grandpa Rice was going to take her to Jamaica. But that still hasn't happened. But like I said, according to her, she oh, see, I don't know how all that works, but she's I'm not sending my divorce papers. Like you just said, you can get a certified copy for, a couple bucks. She gets enough fucking money from people on the internet. She can't ask somebody for a couple bucks. And according to her, she had went to the post office to try to do all of this. And they told her that she couldn't. But I don't believe that she went to the fucking post office. That was bullshit. Yeah, but since she made a video claiming that she changed her name. Um, let's grab the other phone so you guys can hear her say she's not changing her name. Because I know she made a comment about the jokes on them because she's not even AR anymore. Well, I mean, that's still your initials, so technically, yeah, you are AR. Give me 1 second. So fucking good. And we're gonna grab this. And grab this. I need a layer too. I swear to God, I have a ghost. That just moves my shit. And then, oh, Turkey, you stole it. What are you doing, Turkey? Alright, let's turn this bad dog on. Oh, these candles I bought from Walmart. Smells so fucking good. Melanie. Melody. Slow it down a little bit. Turkey. What doing, Turkey? What doing? Huh? Put those diapers back in here. Put them diapers away. Done, Turkey. Oh, fuck. Clover, because it was just reported on Friday. You know, if anybody else wants to make a call, it's anonymous. But I was tired of, you know, when she said she was filing for a new scholarship for math and science, I was like, oh, are you? Are you? Okay, we'll see about that. I'm just trying to go through and find.
Comments telling me they want me to give pictures today. Oh, give us pictures, give us proof. Go search the medical papers. You're looking for all these. They're going to the links around to the back of the house, the front of the house, showing where it is. Basically, she's sick. I don't know. She shared all the cleanup. Do you have murderer? And that there's baby guts on the fucking back. And now I'm starting to be nasty to these people. Beat that. Bitch, you've been saying that for what? TikTok. I've been proven 16 times. Much.
Yeah, because allegedly bring pictures of the cats.
Do they still use the baby? I don't know that happens. I'm going to Virginia. Well, she never did answer me when I texted her. You did it. Somebody was in there harassing me about you. Somebody came in and started it, and when I said, no, we don't even really talk anymore. I know who you mean. We don't even really talk anymore. Why the fuck would I be tied up in what she's doing?
That's a bullshit lie.
Are the trolls following you? You know, it was working, and then she was like, well, don't block. And on the face of it, it makes sense. It says, well, now here's the problem. The language in it says your name must. They just made get a passport like goddamn near impossible. So women who are married, unless they have a passport under this act, enough. And mind you, goddamn near impossible.
Does anybody know? Is it true that Ashley excuse me. That Ashley's been gifting Gabby?
Why? I don't know. How? When Trump come in the first time and did all the immigration stuff, they added on the background checks, and now instead of it taking a couple months for you to get your passport, people are taking years. And they're saying it's because of an added background check, but it shouldn't take years to do a background check.
I think this is where she says it about not changing her name.
I got mine, so I don't care.
If you wait, like, the time or whatever, it's like 4 months.
It's not true.
Expedited and get it
I wouldn't
like
be
6
surprised, though.
That's what I did. And in fact, it's because of my passport that I haven't gone and changed my name yet, because I still got 5 years on it, never used it, and I don't feel like going through the headache of going to D.C. to get it changed. And
Alright, so you hear this, right?
Or you can do it expedited.
And this is from April 11th. Oh, fuck. Dude, I closed it out to get the date, and it closed it all out.
Last floor of the VIN, they'll pull it up, they'll say it's for this vehicle. See, you guys got a bunch of weird shit, like, this is...
The security card, so do I have to wait for a new card? I got mine, so I don't care. They added on the background check, so now instead of it taking a couple months for you to get your passport, people are taking years. And they're saying it's because of an added background check, but it shouldn't take years to do a background check.
Not here, it don't.
I got mine, so I don't care.
If you wait, like, the time or whatever, it's like 4 months, or you can do it expedited and get it in like 6 weeks.
That's what I did. And in fact, it's because of my passport that I haven't gone and changed my name yet, because I still got 5 years on it, never used it, and I don't feel like going through the headache of going to D.C. to get it changed.
What do you mean go to D.C.?
Because I gotta I'm not mailing my original fucking divorce paper. Not happening, so I gotta take it in person. And I don't have
Washington,
embassy
D.C.?
here. Huh?
Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
So you just heard her say she's not taking it to Washington, so she's not changing it. Which means that she's not changing her fucking name.
You don't have to take it to Washington, D.C. to change it.
I'm not sending my original divorce papers.
You don't have to. Go to the local post office.
That's not what the post office said.
Well,
she didn't go to the post office.
They do it here, so I don't know why they wouldn't do it there. Post office is federal, not state.
I know. When I went, they said they can't do it.
Bullshit. She never went.
So I stopped. I needed to call Social Security and see. I still have my original Social Security card, so do I have to wait for a new card? And then when they're talking about all that shit, I'm like, I can't change my address on my license beside a paper thing because now Maryland has any money owed, you're locked on your license that they require you to carry. Your ID, whatever form of identification you have through the state. You cannot update it.
Chrissy, so apparently she, I guess, told everybody that she changed her name. But the last phone call I had with her, she talks about how she's not changing her name. I'll replay it real quick.
And I was like, I'm not just going to fucking sit here and twiddle my nod.
Has just passed a bill called the SAFE Act. And the House of Representatives has just passed a bill called the SAFE Act.
Yeah, back
and
to
on the face of it, it makes sense. It says that,
Listen, because now she's saying that women can't vote unless your name matches your birth certificate. So if you're married, you can't vote anymore unless, I think she said, unless you have a passport or something. I don't remember. But listen.
Non-citizens can't vote. So, no green cards or nothing. Great. Well, now here's the problem. The language in it says your name must match your birth certificate for you to vote. So women who are married, unless they have a passport proving they're an American citizen, can no longer vote under this act.
That's bullshit.
Having it on your current driver's license is not enough. And mind you, they just made getting a passport goddamn near impossible.
Why?
Which, again, is another lie, because Kristen obtained her passport 2 years ago, and we are waiting in the waiting period. If you expedite it here, it takes about 6 weeks. If you do it regularly and just wait out the time, it's like 4 months. But we just filed for Mackenzie's because Mackenzie is also in French, and they take trips during the summer to France. It's an 18-day trip to France. And I'm not having the issues that she's claiming.
How?
When Trump come in the first time and did all the immigration stuff, they added on the background check. So now instead of it taking a couple months for you to get your passport, people are taking years.
Bullshit.
And they're saying it's because of an added background check, but it shouldn't take years to do a background check.
Not here, it don't.
I got mine, so I don't care.
If you wait, the time or whatever, it's 4 months, or you can do it expedited and get it in 6 weeks.
That's what I did. And in fact, it's because of my passport that I haven't gone and changed my name yet, because I still got 5 years on it, never used it, and I don't feel like going through the headache of going to D.C. to get it changed.
Well, you hear her on April 11th say she's not going through the headache to change it.
What do you mean go to D.C.?
Because I'm not mailing my original fucking divorce paper. Not happening, so I got to take it in person. And I don't have
Washington,
embassy
D.C.?
here. Huh?
Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
You don't have to take it to Washington, D.C. to change it.
I'm not sending my original divorce papers.
You don't have to. Go to the local post office.
That's not what the post office said.
Well, they do it here, so I don't know why they wouldn't do it there. Post office is federal, not state.
I know. When I went, they said they can't do it. So I stopped. I needed to call Social Security and see. I still have my original Social Security card, so do I have to wait for a new card?
So here's my thing. If she's not changing her name, why would she be using her original Social Security card unless she intends on fraudulently, illegally using her maiden name on things too?
When they're talking about all that shit, I'm like, I can't change my address on my license beside a paper thing because now Maryland has.
Which means if she can't change her address, then she can't change her name because she owes the state of Maryland money.
Any money owed, you're locked on your license that they require you to carry. Your ID, whatever form of identification you have through the state.
Well,
you cannot update it, change information on it, or get a new one until you at least make a payment arrangement for money owed. And I owe money for tags Ryan didn't fucking return.
It's always gotta be somebody else.
Oh.
Hmm?
I said, oh.
I said, mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you said,
No.
See, you guys got a bunch of weird
we
shit,
just
like
go into-
this inspection shit. We ain't got that.
You don't have to get your cars inspected?
Nope.
Well, if you did Uber and Lyft, that's an Uber and Lyft rule they would make you. But just to get a tag, you don't have to?
Mm-mm.
Shit, we gotta... Anytime a car is sold, it has to go through inspection unless you work for Uber or Lyft, and Uber and Lyft require yearly. You cannot get a tag for more than 30 days until you have...
So, from the sounds of what she's saying up, is in Maryland, there is some type of law or something that if something happens to your vehicle or your license or something like that, you have to return the plate to the DMV. So she's saying that there was a plate or tag or whatever that Ryan didn't return. But if Ryan didn't return it, then it would be Ryan. I know, Christy, I'm in Michigan too. And I tell her, like, I can go to Meijer, the local store, and go up to the fucking Secretary of State kiosk, type in the last four of the VIN and the plate number, and print a tag.
Have it inspected. And if you get the 30-day tag, they will not do anything else with that tag until you get the inspection and pass. And they will fail you for rust spots.
Listen to this.
There has to be no lights on the dash, no rust, no body damage. When they lift it up, all your bottom pieces have to be secure.
All the cars that you're describing that it can't be are all the cars that are in Detroit, and I ain't even playing.
I believe it.
Like, no, we don't. I can go to a kiosk inside the local grocery store and type in my plate number, last four of the VIN, swipe a fucking credit card, and I get a 1-year sticker for the plate.
That's funny because here we have to do it through fucking MVA. And
It is. So we call it Secretary of State, but it's the motor vehicle place. And they have little kiosks that you, like I said, you go in. The next time I gotta go to Meijer today. I'll take a little video of it and show you. You put in your plate number.
No, I believe you. It's just not what we do.
Plate number, last four of the VIN. They'll pull it up. They'll say it's for this vehicle. You hit yup. It asks you if you want to add an $11 state park and rec feed tag thingy to it. Yes or no. And then, poof, you got your sticker for the next year.
She changed her name on all of her accounts.
Who?
Listen.
Margaret.
Speed.
She really tried to get away from the fact she was my bully to get with.
We literally are talking about vehicles, and she switches the conversation to Margaret and saying she changed it to your favorite villain to get away from her being acknowledged as Ashley's bully.
Speed.
She really tried to get away from the fact she was my bully to get with these new people. I'm still going through them. I'm blocking all the people that were blocked when I was first getting harassed.
Margaret's been your favorite villain for a hot minute.
She changed them all. Here you can go, they have a kiosk you can go to, and you pay. You can get a 1 year or 2 year sticker. Once the car has been inspected, it's only a one-time thing. So you don't have to do that again. But
now, remember, Chrissy, she doesn't live online. She doesn't acknowledge the trolls. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do that. One of the last stories that she fed her people, while I was sitting there watching from the outside, so she didn't know I was watching, and at this time I was still an active mod. She said that she's going through and unblocking everybody because her her mods blocked everybody. And, because nobody's really an OG mod anymore, she said she'll never know why. And then I waited for her to look away. I joined real quick. I went in. I screen recorded her block list. And it's all blocked by her. Everybody says, blocked by Ashley's Recovery Corner. Ashley's Recovery Corner. There's a few that said Arden. And then there was a lot that there was no name on them. And Whack and I were thinking that the ones that didn't have a name are people that used to mod that is no longer a mod, maybe. But but according to her, the mods blocked everybody. And she doesn't know why. And there was one live that she was even talking about how she's sorry because, people would reach out and offer her help, like sincere help. And us mods would block. And she didn't know why we would block. Oh, I don't know. Probably because you said, if they said anything about, hugs or using, or are you high, nodding, she had a list of words. And if you said it, you were instantly blocked. Period. But then she turns around and says, well, I don't know why that my mods were blocking people. Oh, fuck you. Yes, you do. No, I caught on that she quit telling me that she was going live to come in and mod because she just fucking lied. Oh, see what I mean? See, I didn't know. I didn't know her at the hotel days. I came in after the desk and lamp stuff. She popped up on my FYP because I posted a video of my cats and had did like cats of TikTok and, you know, all that. And she ended up popping up. And I would tell my ex all the time, like, Jesus, she was fucking higher than Jesus. And I reached out to her privately and offered her help. And was attacked. Then she came to me and apologized and had said that Odin had helped her detox and helped her through the withdrawals over the summer and that she wasn't using. So when I screen recorded it, there was no there wasn't any blocked words, which I thought personally was kind of weird.
Because it's so weird. Not me, but anyway, I just wanted to say, sometimes I do things for a reason.
You know, just like she tells people in private messages about how great her hair looks and how Margaret's so jealous of her long, luscious, beautiful hair. But yet,
Yeah, I have not made money this week at all.
you can see the fucking grease.
Now.
Like this. Ashley's recovery, I don't know who Sparrow is, but...
No more friends, no more number being given out. Obviously, I can't trust people, and sending them texts to prove it just fucks me up more. I'm not doing it. That's actually the plan, Stacy. I'm going to school to be a social worker and addictions counselor, and I want to work in a hospital or jail, shelter setting, somewhere where pregnant mothers who have SUD would be, so they know that I can do it. I had to do it alone. You don't have to. Oh, that's cool, Happy.
All blocked
All
by
right,
Ashley, Sparrow.
Congratulations, Nicole. Love from America, Belinda. I love you too, AO. Me either, Nicole. And yep, that's where I'm at. I give them my numbers, then I feel like I can't trust them, and then I'll text them something, and it never fails. It gets put out, and then I'm the liar.
I don't know, I was kind of wondering the same thing.
Thank you, Rel.
Because I've never heard of that name.
Look. I can say cat or kitty. Because nobody's passed. And if you look at the video, there's 3 different versions right in the video. I'm sorry you lack critical thinking skills. Go back to elementary school.
Can you say cat or kitty?
Yeah. It's my clean out pictures, and then there was some text mixed in. But it exposed the person a year or 2 late. Just in time for it to land in my lap, and now I'm labeled a liar. And I'm not doing it. The jealousy is real, and I'm not doing it. And I'm not going to keep discussing it, please. I was for 9.5, and yeah, it's got to be damaged. It's got to be, because my memory was not like this. Thank you, Jazz. Exactly, Nicole. Thank you. Hey, Christy, how are you? Hey, Colleen, thank you. They are the same place they have been, with a woman who does rescue that I've known for many years, who took my original first cat when I had to leave my husband, and she is caring for them until I can get out on my own. I sent text because I knew I couldn't trust somebody, and now it's blowing up, and nobody wants to believe me because I guess it's easier to just label an ex-liar a liar. I don't know. But I would advise you to look at the videos, because the ones I'm seeing, or one of the ones I'm seeing, has 3 different versions of what supposedly happened to the cats.
Well, so, hang on. Let's, where? High Country. Okay, hang on. Tina, this was from April 10th. High Country. Why are we hating on her? Thought she went to rehab and is doing better. Because she's a liar. She's a scammer. She is defrauding the state of Maryland. She left her cats in her sewer-filled apartment for them to unalive. Should I keep going? Christy, I know the pacing. So now, from my understanding, Margaret and Paisley are taking care of the cat thing. And I really hope that they can get somewhere, because when Whack and I both called when she was in rehab, Whack called when Ashley had told her that she didn't believe that Rice was taking care of the cats anymore. High Country, that person was Rice. So, it's not necessarily someone, it's her alleged fiance. And the thing is, excuse me, I'm getting over being sick still. So in December, let's start. Late November, she went to rehab. Okay, in December, she sent Whack a message that said that she doesn't believe that Rice is taking care of the cats. In December, she told me that when she upgraded to 3.1, the second part of the rehab program, that she was going to rehome them. January, she called in a panic saying that her maintenance man, first she said text, now she claims called her and told her that he was gaining entry to her disgusting apartment because he saw an orange cat unalived inside. She went missing for like 3-4 days before she finally came out and was like, oh, it was the wrong apartment. Well, being that she was the only one that was still living in that building, I was a little confused as to how it was the wrong apartment. And she said it was one of the apartments that they had been squatting in, the homeless people. So then in February, she sent both Whack and I the same exact text, like it's literally copy and paste. Same punctuation, same everything, that says, well, I might as well tell you now, Rice went to the apartment, the door was open, the cats are gone. Now, mind you, she says in February that the cats are gone, right? But then March 30th, she went to her house and like she gave me a list in text message that of the things that she was going to be bringing back. And in that list, it was not her cats. Nothing was mentioned or talked about of her cats. She was like, well, I'm going to grab my tarot cards and, my important papers, blah, 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 blah. She also sent Whack a text that said, knowing hours before she got there that all of her stuff was thrown out. So she knew before she got there that her stuff was thrown out. But she tried to put off this story about how neighbors claimed that it had just happened right before she got there. Well, the amount of shit that she had, even just throwing stuff in garbage bags, it would have took more than a couple of hours to clean her shit-filled apartment out. So, I think that she knew that her shit was thrown out, and that's why she went to go dig through the trash and, get her tarot cards that she was so worried about. And then she sent us a text telling us that she found Snarls unalived, freshly unalived, in a bag. Well, my question is, if in February you claim that Grandpa Rice said that the door was open and the cats were gone, if the cats were gone on February 14th, how on March 30th was he freshly gone? You know what I mean? She also, in that live that I just showed, talks about how there was multiple different stories, and that's because there was multiple different stories given to Whack and I. Like I said, every month it was something different. Ouch. She also claims that she left Grandpa Rice to tend to and care for the cats and the apartment, but how is he taking care of, or why would he be taking care of your cats when the man didn't even come to the hospital when his son was born? So, that's another big area of concern and lies. So, hang on. Because everybody keeps saying forced. She wasn't necessarily forced. So, yes, if she didn't go to rehab, she would not have gotten her child back. But it wasn't like court ordered. And that's why after she had the baby, there was more lives done at the apartment. If you guys remember, she would say, okay, well, I got to get off of here because, it's getting to be feeding time. The baby is going to wake up. Well, she made it seem like that she had her baby. But that baby never left the hospital with her. That baby left the hospital with brother. which is apparently Slider's son. Although, after talking with other people who are kind of quite familiar with, said people at the shop, they have never heard of Brother. So, well, yeah, I mean, like, I would agree that it's, kind of forced. But at the same time, like, legally and technically it wasn't, is what I'm saying. Just like, once CPS closed her case, because Robe Girl talks about how she felt so bad and so sorry about her cats that she wanted to sign, to leave rehab. But the only thing that she ever talked about leaving rehab was after CPS closed her case. She said she wanted to leave and she didn't want to be there no more because she was tired of her roommates and her roommates' kids. And she literally goes in like, I'm just about to fucking leave, blah, 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 blah. And mentions her roommate right then and there. But here's Rogue Girl. She was so devastated about her cats that when she found out she was going to leave, well, why would you leave after? I wonder if Rogue Girl can make a video and explain that. Why would you leave rehab after your cats are unalived because of your actions? Nobody's actions but her own. I also don't believe that yeah, I believe that, Zen. I believe that. I believe that it's her meal ticket and, her paycheck. She uses that baby to get money from the state and from people online. And that's why everything that she says, like when she texts me a whack, it was, if anything happens to her baby, that's on our head. No, it's not. We didn't do this. We put your disgusting bullshit out there. We didn't unalive your cats. We didn't tell you to abandon them. We both actually offered to come and get them. So, no, anything that happens is on your head, Ashley. But, and just like, she would ask me for money. And, like, I had talked to Wack about it. And even she was like, girl, what does she need money for? She's in a paid-for facility. Like, she has no rent. This is when she was in rehab. She gets food, stamps, whatever. She gets food provided by the rehab. And she gets cash assistance. And claims that, Grandpa Rice is giving her, thousands of dollars. So she's like, what does she need money for? Oh, a storage unit, her phone bill, vapes. Well, when she caught on that I quit giving her money, because, see, I would always tell her, well, I don't have anything on Cash App, so I'll have to ask Tom if he can send it to me, you know, until he brings the kids or whatever. And then I just wouldn't answer her. When she realized that, you know, I quit giving her money, she started on about baby stuff. Oh, well, you know, the baby needs diapers. The baby needs this. The baby needs that. The very last time that she asked me for money, and I'm sorry if I'm not answering questions at the moment. I'm sweeping my floor. Give me 2 minutes. She said, she called in a panic and was like, I have to go get him from the babysitter. I have to go right now. Blah, 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 blah. She had been trying to get a hold of Rice, allegedly. Pease was supposed to send her money, but isn't answering her. And she has to go get the baby. And she doesn't have money for an Uber to go get the baby. Well, one, if you don't have the money in the morning to get you somewhere to and from, then you don't do it. I literally have texts from her where she says that the baby's at the babysitter, for her just to come back, shower, and have a mom day. Because she needs breaks from him. That's not how motherhood works. You know, like, man. Like I said, if you need daycare, that's one thing. If you are a working, going to school, whatever, mom, parent, and you need daycare, that's one thing. But my children have never seen the inside of a daycare. Like I said, I'm not bashing the people who legit need it. But this woman will take her baby to the babysitter or daycare to go to the grocery store. Or to do laundry at the rehab. You know, random shit. So, when I didn't send her the money, because see, she had forgotten that at that point, she had already came out and told me that the rehab offers a shuttle to the residents, and it was $2 a ride. It was like a shared ride program type deal. Well, if you can get a ride from the rehab for $2, why in the criminy would I send you $22 for you to take a fake Uber to go pick your kid up from the babysitter? Just like she did a live a while back where she told people that it was like $140 or $180 a week because, you know, she's got Uber and paying the babysitter $40 a day, blah, blah, blah. That was a bullshit lie, too. But, you know, mind you, all these ignorant dumb fucks that wouldn't have a brain cell in their brain if their head depended on it, over here saying, I helped her lie and scam. Oh, yeah? Can you show me how? Please. I haven't helped her do shit. Okay, I'm back. What are y'all saying? Okay, you can't just... I'm sorry to hear that, April. Well, and like that, you know, people have lives, bills, children, car expenses, blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. And you're asking complete strangers to support you, take care of you and your child, while you are perfectly capable of doing so yourself. You just fucking refuse to do it. Well, that's a you problem. 100% a you problem. Well, she doesn't beg. April. She doesn't beg. According to her, she sells a service. She's not asking anybody to pay her rent. But in the same breath, she says, I'm not asking anybody to pay my rent. I'm asking people to buy a service so that I can pay my rent. Which is the same thing. It's the same thing. If you didn't get other people's fucking money, their hard-earned money, your fucking bills wouldn't be paid. And can I ask a question? So, this last week, Grandpa Rice was able to pay their rent, allegedly. So that she didn't have to beg online. So, if he paid your rent last week, why doesn't he pay your rent every week? So that you don't have to fucking beg strangers online. So that you don't have to use your child as a fucking pawn. If I could have fucking throat punched her when she got on, and, oh, I don't remember if it was a video or if she was live. And she was crying about the trolls. And, you know, if she can't pay her rent this week and provide a roof over her son's head, I could have throat punched a bitch. How dare you use that baby? Because I'm sure if you were to be kicked out of your little facility, somebody in the family would take your son. So your son wouldn't be homeless, okay? You might be, but I don't think your son would be. Let's see what y'all been saying. Oh, yes, Tom is Kristen's dad. Well, and Chrissy, I'm sure she does get WIC. She does get WIC. And yes, April, food stamps will pay for formula, but so does WIC. So she had that part covered. And yes, she got 9 cans a month. Probably just as long as it's been since I've had a mom day. I mean, my kids go to their dad's house every other weekend, so I get that. But my mothering doesn't ever stop. I got, kids coming home left and right because they forgot this or they forgot that or they need this. Or prime example, my son refused to let his dad sign a permission slip. So, guess who had to sign it? Like, I don't just get to, run away. No, Miss Ma'am, she will never change. Never. Never. Miss Ma'am, do I know you? She absolutely does emotionally manipulate. And like I said, uses that baby in a fucking a ploy to grab money. Oh, I didn't know because I seen the comment. But she says money triggers her. Yes, she did. And according to her and her psychiatrist worked through that. Bullshit. Fuck you. Don't believe it. How do you work through it? How do you work through it in 2 weeks or less? Like, no. No. Money only triggers her when she has to, be an adult. When she has to pay bills or, something like that with her own money. Oh, well. Hi, country. I'm sorry. A shit show is an understatement. Like, her actions and her behavior and the things that she does and said, like, gross is an understatement. See, I knew it. I fucking knew it. All this time I spent looking for the birth certificate, it was on my other phone. Just like, I wonder if she'll ever quit fucking committing fraud. Maybe she here's the thing. Okay, so, like I said, it's been reported. And I really hate to do this, but I really do encourage anybody else that feels like picking up a phone and talking for a few minutes and just say, hey, she's frauding the government, period. So, she uses the excuse that she hacked Margaret's medical records as the fact that she's high, or she was high, whatever. She also tried to tell other people when she was called out on naming and involving other people that weren't involved. And that person reached out to her. Okay, listen. She was told either you correct it publicly and as loud as you did. Uplift, it's not that hard to provide the proof. She collects $180 minimum a week from strangers on the internet that she doesn't report. That's provable. The school I mean, there's text messages out there. There's, go to her Facebook. It basically says it all. So, I mean, don't call and provide a bunch of fucking lies. Well, I get that, but I think at the same time, not necessarily a bunch of calls, but, you know, more than 1 or 2 or 3 would definitely put a target on her. But anyways, so she reached out to somebody and they said, you know, look, you publicly brought up my name, and either you publicly correct it or I will. And you won't like that if I do. So that's when she got on and she made that half-ass, you know, apology video. High Country, we'll talk about that in a second. So then she goes on to tell this person that she has severe memory loss issues. And they say, well, being a mandated reporter, I would kind of watch what you say, because what you're telling me is that you could be a danger to your child. And she was like, no, nothing like that. Just the last 10 years is a big blur. I don't remember anything, blah, 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 blah. Okay, how do you not? So then they say, you know, Ashley, this is a huge concern for me, what you're telling me, because in the event that your child needs medication and you give it to him but you forget, because, you know, she has memory loss, that could be really harmful to your child if you double dose him. Oh no, all of that's taken care of. She lives her life off of alarms and timers. That's what she told the mandated reporter. That she lives her life off of alarms and timers. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. She sure didn't forget her lies about her cats being alive. She surely didn't forget her, you know, lies about anything else. And if she's live, you know, you don't hear a timer going off and when she says, oh, well, I have to get off of here to, you know, go do whatever. She just gets off. And what happened to, you know, didn't she have like a college reading level by like the fucking by like 5 years old? Now she forgets everything? That's really strange. I think that I should start playing back her lives, doing replays. Because, this bitch, man, she's a trip. So, as far as is she clean? This is my, no. Her DOC was, H and Fent. And during her pregnancy, she did say that she was also using xylazine. Some of the pictures that she sent me of the shit that came out of her nose and her eye, oh my God. And she, xylazine, it's that horse tranquilizer that they're mixing with shit. Just like I wonder if she ever intends on admitting that the baggie that fell out of her bra was her DOC. Let the good times roll. Not that I'm aware of. Now, he did have some developmental delays while he was growing, and that was lack of parenting. It took him a while to sit up on his own. It took him a while to stand up, to pull himself up. And she said, so like, the pulling himself up. I was like, Ashley, you need to work with him. Well, she can't. And I said, why can't you? And she said, because how is she supposed to? And I said, take him outside. Let him use a fucking picnic table. It's funny that we say that because I literally just swiped past a picture of a walker thing that I told her to get him. And she said that she couldn't have that because it was considered furniture. I said, let him pull himself up along the side of your bed. She said that he can't because of the beds are different, blah, blah, something about a fucking safety concern. I didn't believe that for 1 second. But I sent her this picture and told her to get him one of those. And she said that he can't have that because it's considered are we back to reporting? Your live has been restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason? Regulated goods content. Somebody's just getting butthurt. Aren't you supposed to be studying? Go study. Didn't you say you weren't going to be glued to your phone? Go away. Right, everybody say hi to Ashley because we know she's in here. Her and Janine both. We know it. Anyways. So, she said it was considered furniture. He wasn't allowed to have it. The bed had some type of protective thing on it where he couldn't pull himself up. I said, take him outside and use a picnic table. Well, it's too cold. So then I told her to take her index fingers, make the shape of an L, point them towards each other, and let him grab your fingers and pull him up. Lift him up. Help him. No, she would rather not do that. So, like I said, the sitting up, the pulling himself up, the walking, all of that was delayed. That was due to her, though. When people say that her and Gabby are two peas in a pod, it's legitimately a true statement. Is he walking now? I don't know. The last that Ashley said on a live stream the other day was that he was taking a couple steps. But he should be like zooming, around. He should be getting into everything. I mean, based on what her bedroom looks like, it might be a struggle for that little baby to, be able to get through the room and walk. Let me see if I have the pictures on my Facebook, because the pictures that she sent me, if not, I'll just pause the live and go grab them off my iPad. All right. They've got to be in here. I fear it's a face that y'all haven't seen in a while. I'm trying to find this shit that she would send me pictures of that she said was coming out of her eye. And like her eye was so red and messed up. Oh, I think that it's more than just, I think she doesn't want Denise to know what she named that baby. This was only 23 pictures. Yeah, that poor baby is going to be made fun of. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but I mean, like, even her current roommate, the one day on the phone, apparently he threw something over the baby gate thing, and she was like, oh, you can just throw it back over here. And they're like, okay. Well, when they did, what the hell was that? She called him man. You know, she was like, oh, I was getting something for man. The roommate was. But you could hear just the way that she said it. She was like so embarrassed. All right, let me try my Google Photos because I know I have this. But you know, the problem is that she communicates with people off so many fucking devices and phone numbers that it's not even funny. Let me try WhatsApp. Yes, Clover. Clover, you don't even want to know that baby's middle name. All that I'll say is it starts with a G. Maybe. Ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, grandpa. Manly grandpa race. That'd be some funny shit. This is gonna drive me fucking crazy. Okay, I found them. I found them. I should probably do a trigger warning. Because... If you have sensitive tummies, now is the... God, it's so gross. Alright. So this is the picture of her eye that she sent me. Okay, so you can see like... Oh, bro. Dude. I just noticed. Oh, it literally... She has snot running down her face. Alright, hang on. Since she likes to report, I'm going to reset. Come back in 30 seconds. Lord have mercy. Where are you? Knock, knock. Hello? You guys got to look at this cute little picture of my son that my sister sent me. And then we'll finish with Ashley. Look at his little fat cheeks. That's when him was a baby. Look at him. Isn't him so sweet? Now he's all grown up and a teenager. Isn't him so sweet? Now he's all grown up and a teenager. I know. Him is just precious. I miss him. Okay. So this is the picture of her eyeball because I didn't believe that the next pictures came out of her eye. She was like, yeah, look at my eye. But bro, I just noticed, look at her nose, dude. She literally has snot running down her face and on her flipping lip. Oh, my heavenly... Wow. Swipe right to remove chat and screenshot if you would like. Oh. Alright, are you guys ready? Trigger warning. Hey. Where did it go? B, look at her nose. I just noticed this because it's so big. Look at her nose. She literally has snot running down her nose. And it's on her lip. It's on her lip. Okay. So this was the first picture she sent me. Because like I said, I didn't believe that it came out of her eye. Then I get this one. And I'm sorry, but for it to be in a perfect little ball like that, she had to have like rolled it and played with it. Like it was a boogie. Guess who just sent me a message? I'll give you a minute to figure it out. Because you'll never guess. Sorry, texting my sister. Okay, so like I said, that for it to be rolled in a boogie. So now that more people are here. So this is the first picture she sent me, okay? To show that it legit came out of her eye. But being that it's so blown up and it's not this tiny little thing on my phone, you can see that she's got snot running from her nose to her freaking lip. And she probably licked that off. Gross. Then she sends me this. And like I said, for it to be rolled up in a ball-like shape like that, she had to have played with it like it was a boogie. Squished it. Now, if you look at the tissue, okay, there is no sign of like drag from it being wiped out of her eye. She played with that. She played with that like it was a boogie. Oh. Oh. Then I get this. The black stuff came out of her eyeball. And I'm assuming that would happen to be, her DOC. Out of time. Sorry, I had to spit. Because if not, I'm going to be a legit Ralphin. Because she said that the xylazine was eating her sinuses and that it was coming out her eye. And I'm sorry, but if that happens to be her DOC, I restarted. Because she's report happy at the moment. Miss, I'm not going to be glued to my phone, but she's glued to her phone. Yeah. It was reported for regulated goods. Yeah. So, like I said, that apparently came out her eyeball. And if that is DOC, that chunk, she ate that. It gets better. Then I get this one. And at this point, I'm like, you need to go to the hospital. No, she doesn't have to. It's normal. Bitch, I ain't never had nothing like that come out my eye. Oh my God. Ooh. Then I get that. Ooh. Then I get that. Yes, out her eye. No. Do you see her eyeball? How red and irritated it is? Yeah, that's what she said then. But at the time, okay, and she was pregnant during all of this, okay? So she said that it was from doing what they call scramble. And in the scramble was xylazine. So that was the first one. Then I told her that I didn't believe that that came out of her freaking eyeball. Because that looks like either or like real thick booger, maybe mucus, hacking up along. It could even be, kitty discharge, like that she had to have played with to ball it up. Oh my God. Yeah, she balled that up. There's no way that came out of her fucking eye like that. Well, I don't know who you were talking to because it definitely is his name. And then, like I said, there was the eyeball to prove it came out of her eyeball. Then I got that one. Yes. And then there was that one. And like I said, I don't know if you guys can see it very well. Like I said, you can swipe right to remove the chat. But like that clump of black at the bottom, the snotty, I said, you need to go to the ER. And she was like, no, it's normal. No, that is not normal. No. No. And she was like, yeah, it's normal from, the no. Mm-mm. And then that one. That all came from her eyeball. Gross, ain't it? Fucking gross. Yes. Out of line. Yes.
I'm at the Taste of Plymouth at St. John Resort in Plymouth. Stay tuned for some videos. But no, I have no idea who sent you a message and why.
Your cousin, Raymond. Hang on. I gotta open the door for the kids. So he said, my mom has recovered from her strokes very well. And I think we should all get together this summer. Okay, well, I'm not, so don't be loud. So, isn't that appetizing? So this is gunk that came from Ashley's eye. So there's that one, there's this one, there's this one, there's that one, and then there's that one. Yummy. And whoever that asked about her going live, I did not see her live today. But yeah, she's good. That was, it was just an EEG to see if she can come off of her meds. And, from the sounds of the report, it doesn't sound like it's going to happen. So, I don't know. Like, I can't say yes or no that she did. Somebody asked me this earlier, and then my live rudely got taken away for false pretenses. Are you good? Yeah. Do you need help? No, I'm good. Who, Kristen?
No. Mackenzie's supposed to bring me a box of chocolates to try to sell.
Oh, they're under the table. Do the noise. Do the noise. Do the noise. Ask her if it's okay. Ask her if she's okay.
Hey, Kristen. Kristen. You okay?
Let me make sure that they're all in there.
Well, whatever's in there. I sold one box. I'm going to try to get rid of whatever's else is left. And you guys come up with so much money.
So, my daughter has this, like, real sensitivity to gagging. And she's yelling at him, I'll puke on your truck.
I've already done that.
Yeah, so her dad does it real well. He does this, like, gagging sound. And he has caused her to actually vomit quite a few times. It's quite funny. Blech.
Oh my god.
That wasn't me.
Alright, so here. Text yourself. There's 12.
I don't have my phone on me.
Damn you.
Mackenzie texted me. 12.
Crispies.
12 Krispies.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 almond.
I got 60 bucks in my house already for you.
8 milk. $12 caramel. So bring me. She's a piece of shit. As far as the using, let me finish this real quick. I think that she is. I think she's just using, so being that they use urine test at the house, I think she's using synthetic urine to pass her test at the house if she gets them randomly. This is a picture that she sent me of her eyeball. Well, so first I got this picture. That glob of what looks like kitty discharge or a played with boogie apparently came out her eyeball. And then I was like, that didn't come out your eye. And that's when she sent me this. Okay, do you see? Thank you. Then she sent me this. The black particles is her DOC. And then she sent me this. And when I seen the black slime in the like corner of the bottom, I was like, ma'am, you need an ER. And she was like, no, it's normal. This isn't boogers. This came out her eyeball. And then she sent me that. So...
They want Dave's information, so please do not give it to them. He has said he's not ready. He doesn't want to deal with any crazy. You know, he's fine with you. He's fine with whatever, but he does not want crazy.
Elisa, so her DLC was H. And then it went H was spent. And then while she was pregnant, she was using with xylazine in it. But that definitely came out her eyeball. No, this was when she was pregnant.
Ray sent me a friend's request too, and I was like, I don't know about all that.
Oh, I'm sorry, bring me. So easy, she claims that she is. Seeing her behavior and it being the same behavior as it was at the apartment. The snapping on people. Kelly, this is from when she was pregnant. The snapping on people, the calling them names, the rude first grade level insults. I think that she's back to using, and that's why she's asking people for money all of a sudden while receiving money from Grandpa Rice. Cash assistance, food stamps, WIC, free daycare. I think she's back to using, and if they test her at the house, you know, because she likes to brag about how one of her rehab friends was the one that got her in there. I really wouldn't be surprised if she's not using synthetic urine to pass these tests. Tip top, this is stuff that came out of her nose or out of her eye. While she was pregnant. So, her excuse was that it was coming out of her eyeball because, Ashley, you don't know her? Don't fall into the loophole. Or the rabbit hole, or however you want to say it. But she said that it was because she had quit using. Well, no, ma'am, you never quit using. Well, they can ask for Dave's information all they want. Because I don't have it. So, I don't know what I would give her that you haven't already. I mean, I know his name's Dave. Half the time I forget that. So, I don't know his last name. I don't know where he lives. I don't know his phone number. I don't know his kids' names. So she can ask away all she wants, and she's not going to get it. But, I mean, if he doesn't want to deal with crazy, then he probably shouldn't be dealing with you, ma'am. Peachy, sorry, I was recording an audio clip to my sister, B. Peachy, no, she actually told both Whack and I that her OB put her on methadone. Early on, well, I wouldn't necessarily say early. I would say probably about 3-4 months. She was told that she had to attend this, like, hugs abuse class. And, she refused to do so because she claimed, she had to be at the shop. And then, after she refused to take said class, she alleged that her OB's office put her on methadone. And, like, when she would still do her lives while she was pregnant, she looked like she was nodding out. She would tell Whack and I that it was from her methadone not being regulated. And as being somebody that's never been on methadone, like, I don't know if it makes you tired, groggy, if it will make you, like, nod, make you look like you're not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how, first starting methadone would make you feel or look. So, and B, so Dave is actually, apparently my brother. Last summer was a kind of crazy summer for my family. We lost 2 people back to back, my aunt, my uncle. And this guy had reached out to my sister after doing a ancestry thing and was like, so I'm your brother. And my sister was like, haha, whatever. And he provided her with his original birth certificate that showed my mother at the age of 13 as his biological mother. And he was apparently adopted out at 7 months old and reached out to my sister, and he's been asking to meet me and the kids. I just don't know that I'm ready for that. Because, I've lived 37 and a half years with having one brother who died in a car accident, and I don't know that how I would feel. Like, a big part of me kind of feels like I would be replacing my brother after all these years. So I have not met him yet. I have not spoke to him. So, okay, Kay, why are you AR's number 1 hater? We gotta hear this. Well, see what I mean? Like, I don't even know his last name. So, I don't know, like, I have not talked to her since the party that we had here for Patty. So you think I'm just gonna randomly like be like, hey, what's up, crazy lady? Here's all the information that you want about my brother, not brother. Like, the hell? Do you want a box? I mean, anybody can take a box. And then you can just verbally tell it and not have to take all day. Just verbally tell it and not have to take all day. Oh, it says no face detected. Oh, it says no face detected.
Like, I'm just, from what she has done from long before she was even, Miss Ashycat, and she was a child pred, and was admitted to the things that she'd even, Miss Ashycat, pred, and was admitted to the things that she, Miss Ashycat, and was admitted to the things. So yeah, that's one of the many thousands of reasons that I loathe her entirely.
Yeah. Well, and then for her to, claim that those pictures weren't hers.
Right, when literally was her 95-year-old married grandpappy boyfriend. Literally was her 95-year-old married. Wasn't he in the video? One of the pictures?
Yeah.
I saw him in one of the pictures, and she's like, no, that's so not my yard. But and then we can trace back on, wasn't he in the video? One of the pictures?
Yeah.
I saw him, oh, not my yard. But and then we can trace back all the things that people have bought for her, and we see him tossed in the yard like she got him for free. Because who cares, right? Who cares that people spent their hard-earned money on these gifts to send to her? Who cares that people spent their hard-earned money on these gifts to send to her? Let's just toss it in cat piss and then throw it in my backyard.
Yep.
I can't. Like, I was really hopeful when she left and she was gone for a while that she would stay gone. And unfortunately, that just didn't happen.
No. And the only reason that she came back was to beg people for money.
Exactly. Just her.
And the only reason to beg people for money.
Exactly. Just her MO. Listen, like, I am a recovering addict myself. And I thank you. I have like almost
for money.
Exactly. I am a recovering addict myself. And almost 6 years. And I can see straight through her. Like, she was forced into this, which means it will never stick. Unfortunately, I know people are really, really rooting for her, and I get that, but also I don't. Forced into this, which means it will never stick. Unfortunately, I know people are. I get that, but also I don't. I mean, obviously, you never want to see someone suffer, especially with that kind of life, but it's just ingrained in who she is. So it's like, even without the substances, she's just still a terrible, ingrained in who she is. So it's like, even without the terrible human being.
Yeah, well, and
Oh, is it? Shit, am I cutting it out?
How are you 19 months sober?
Right.
And you're still on. Yeah, well, and how
Cutting it
are
out.
you 19 months sober?
Right.
Step one, which is accountability.
And she'll never get past step one because she'll never take accountability.
Step one, which is accountability.
Get past step one because she'll never take accountability, ever. I mean, she can, admit to half truths because she's called out on them, and it's obvious that she's never take accountability. Admit to half truths because she's called out on them, and it's obvious that she's lying because we have proof. But she'll never, to the extent that she needs the honesty, because we have proof, and that she needs the honesty. She will never get to that extent to where she can actually get better. It's just never going to happen. The honesty. She will never get to actually get better. It's just never going to happen. And
No.
that makes me sad, but it doesn't make me so sad for her. It makes me sad for the child that she brought into the. That makes me sad, but it doesn't make me so sad for her. It makes me sad situation that didn't ask to be a part of it. And, I had just written a message, not a message, but like a comment to you, or situation that didn't ask. And, I had just written a message, not a message, but like a comment to you earlier, and I said, tell me she's not mean to that baby. And you're like, oh, she is. And I wanted to vomit.
Oh yeah. Well,
Tell me she's not mean to that baby. And you're like, oh, she is. And I wanted to vomit.
the one time, so while she was still claiming online that the pictures weren't hers, she had called and she was like yelling, and she's like, it was whack. And I was like, are you sure? Because she never sent those pictures to whack. They were sent to me. She never sent them to whack. And I was like, are you sure? Because she never sent those pictures to whack to me. She never sent them to whack. And she was going on, and the baby, you can hear the baby is crying, and it's not like a whine. And the baby, you can hear the baby is crying, and it's not like a whine. Like, he was crying. And she's like, I don't know what you want. I need my hand, because she was busy on her other phone trolling her trolls. I don't know what you want. She was busy on her other trolls.
And that's wild. Just making.
And it's like, he's a baby.
Above.
He can't talk and tell you what's wrong. But at the same
time, just.
He can't talk and tell you what's wrong. But at the same time, put the damn phone down.
She never will.
And quit looking at people's stuff. It's wrong. But at the same down.
She never will.
And quit looking at people's stuff. I mean, like, she even had her phone taken away from her like a child in rehab.
Is that because she was
I mean, like, she even had her phone taken away from her.
Is that because she was showing, like, other people's stuff? And
that's what she claimed, was she made a video showing her room, and it showed other people's stuff, and it was a privacy violation, so they took her phone away from her, and she didn't have her, and it showed other people's stuff, and it was a privacy violation. Her phone away from her, and she didn't have her phone for almost 3 months.
I know, that was a great 3 months.
Yeah, and then, here's Janine making videos.
I know, that was a great 3 months.
Yeah, here's Janine making videos. Oh, she's thriving. Well, she's not worrying about the internet because she's worrying, and that was in January when she lost. Well, she's not worrying about the internet because she's worrying, and that was her phone. So yet,
is that Janine? Is that bathrobe?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And here she is trying to go to bat for her, and she
bathrobe.
Yep. And here she is trying to go to bat for her, and she's like, oh, well, she's over here worrying about her No, that's not why she's not on. She's not for her, and she's like, oh, No, that's not why she's not on. She's not on because she got grounded from her phone like a child.
It's just lies upon lies. Like, it's just, I don't know how they keep them straight. Like, I mean, every rehab I've ever went to, we had our phones. It's just, I don't know how they keep them straight. Like, We had our phones completely taken the entire time. And I think that's probably the wisest way to do it, because do you really want them focusing on what's going on outside of the rehab? We had our phones completely taken the entire time. And I think that's probably do you really want them focusing on what's going, like, you have internet access. Like, I can't imagine having that kind of access when I'm trying to get sober. I just feel like anybody that would take it seriously wouldn't even want their phone.
Right.
Like,
while in rehab, she had
would take it seriously, wouldn't even want them. Like,
while in rehab, she had the tablet or iPad, whatever, and 3 different phones.
Oh my God.
She had her phone, she had a government phone, and then and 3 different.
Oh my God.
She had her phone, she had a government phone, and then I don't know what the other phone was. I don't know if it was like an old phone that was just turned off that she used. But the other phone, I don't know if it was like an old phone that was just turned off that she used. You can tell when she's lying, you know, like prime example, the video that I played, like the couple minutes of her live where she was like, you can tell when she's lying, the video that I played, like she was like, my cats are fine. Oh, go educate yourself. When she gets real triggered and angered and she starts like, she was like, my cats are fine. Oh, go educate your triggered and angered and she starts like attacking you. She'll tell you that you're ugly or you're dumb or whatever. That's when you know wholeheartedly starts like attacking you or you're dumb or whatever. That's when you know wholeheartedly, 1000%. Everything that just came out of her mouth prior to is a lie.
Yeah, I mean, that does.
Everything that just came out of her mouth prior to is a lie.
I mean, that does kind of track, because she does do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my kids are fighting over a toy.
Be nice. You be nice.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it's my kids are fighting over a toy. Sorry. Yeah, no, it goes back to even when she, you know, claimed that her phone was, or her account was hacked because some young, claimed that her phone was, or her account was hacked because some young kid beat her ass at the bus stop. And then she started posting pictures of some random kid beat her ass at the bus stop. Random kid who had nothing to do with this situation and was like, what the hell? Like, she has no problem, like, random kid who had nothing to do with this situation and was like, creating chaos everywhere she goes and not taking accountability for it. And that's how I know whatever she's doing now and not taking accountability for it. And that's how I know now isn't gonna take.
Did you hear the excuse that Road Girl claimed why her phone was taken or why it was stolen?
Now isn't gonna take.
Did you hear the excuse that her phone was taken or why it was stolen?
I don't think so.
She posted a video recently after the whole cat situation came out.
Mm-hmm.
Her phone was taken or why it was stolen?
I don't think so.
Recently after the whole cat situation came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually in regards to her hacking Margaret's medical records.
Did she do that for real?
I swear to God.
How did she even know?
To her hacking Margaret.
Do that for real?
I swear to God.
How did she even know to do that?
So
we'll get to that. I need this whole thing explained to me too.
Okay, so she posted a video and she said, I don't know anything about that pertaining to Ashley hacking Margaret's medical records.
Okay.
She said, but I do know that somebody jumped to Ashley hacking Margaret's medical. But I do know that somebody jumped her at the bus and stole her phone to hack her medical records to prove that she was using. Somebody jumped her at the bus and her medical records to prove that she was using while she was pregnant.
Okay, so she really is convinced that she is that famous, yeah?
Oh, apparently, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I'm pretty sure nobody gives a flying F who she is. especially not in Baltimore. They're probably like, oh, this pretty sure nobody gives a flying F who she is. They're probably like, oh, this girl again, you know, the one
Well,
that
and
in the
that
flowers
was
at Walmart.
that was the first time in 2 years.
They're probably like, oh, this one
Well,
that
and
in the
that
flowers
was
at Walmart.
that was the first time that I've ever heard that she was jumped to hack her medical records.
Yeah, I thought it was to take her phone so that she could have an excuse as to why people needed to buy her a new phone.
So no, I think what really happened is
Yeah, I thought it was to take her phone so that she could have an excuse her a new phone.
so no, I think what really happened is she dumped her phone because that was right after she hacked Margaret's medical records.
Oh.
Because that was right after.
Oh. Using her phone, so she wanted to hide any evidence of doing that.
Yeah.
So what was she hoping to find in Margaret's, like, what is...
So while she was pregnant, Margaret had challenged her to, while she was pregnant, to a hug test. And Margaret said, I will not accept you a hug. Margaret said, I will not accept urine, but if you do a blood or hair, I will pay for it. She's like, you can go to any local facility, give them your do a blood or hair, I will pay for it. Local facility, give them your name, I will pay for the test for you to take. She's like, I'll even take one with you. Well, then mark them your name, I will pay for the take. She's like, I'll even take one with you. Well, then Margaret had said that she apparently took a UA and a blood. She posted the results to the UA and said, you know, here's my UA and a blood. She posted the results and said, you know, here's my UA. It's completely clean aside from my prescribed Suboxone.
Right.
So she's like, now, you know, come on, prescribed Suboxone. You know, come on, Ashley. I think, but don't quote me, I even think that Margaret offered her money to take the, you know, come on, Ashley. I think, but don't quote me, I even her money to take the test.
Oh, well, I wouldn't doubt it because that's the only motivator for her anyway.
Right. Well, so to take the test.
Oh, that's the only motivator for her anyway.
Right. Well, so about a week-ish goes by after she posted the UA and she still hadn't posted the blood. So Ashley was on this kick after she posted the UA and she still hadn't. So Ashley was on this kick between me, Whack, and God knows who else that Margaret didn't post the blood because it came back dirty. Well, she then got in on God knows who else that Margaret didn't dirty. Well, LabCorp, and like everybody knows Margaret's email because she gives it to people to email her. LabCorp, and like everybody knows she gives it to people to email her.
Right.
And Ashley goes in and she puts in like her name and I think her email and does like she gives it to people to email her.
Right.
And like her name and I think her email and does like forgot email, whatever. And it asked for her birthday, I think it was. And then it asked for her birthday, I think it was. And changed it to an email that was Queen of Being Band 22. And then changed it to an email that was Queen of Being Band. And then after she changed the email, she changed the password.
Wow.
Got in and she changed the password.
Wow.
Got in and went through everything. I have like a 10-minute long video that she screen recorded everything in there. through everything. I have like a 10-minute long screen recorded everything in there. And then it was, well, where's the blood? Where's the blood? I thought she was taking a blood. She must have only taken the UA for a doctor's appointment. Where's the blood? There's no blood. Taking a blood. She must have the UA for a doctor's appointment. Where's the blood? There's no blood. Then so mind you, this is like all of Margaret's like history, right? There was one test that said history, right? There was one test that there was Hep C, I don't know, present or something like that. That there was Hep C, something like that. I don't remember the exact verbiage without looking at it. But the one that was done after that, and the one that was done after that, and after that, but the one that was done after that, and that, those were all negative prior to the ones before it. So there was one test that popped up saying that it was present, and all the other, we'll say 50, were negative.
Right.
Well, she said that popped up saying that it was present, and all the other will.
Right.
Well, she sent it to me and was like, oh, she's positive. And I was live. So I had cropped it down to remove like the doctor's name, whatever. And I did show it on a live. Once she sent to remove like the doctor's name, I did show it on a live. Once she sent everything to me and I seen that everything else was negative following on, I never spoke about it after. Once she sent and I seen that everything else was negative following on, I never spoke about it after.
Right.
Then Ashley made a TikTok account named Queen. Then Ashley made named Queen of Being Hep C.
Oh, that's cute.
Using Margaret's picture. Named Queen of Being Hep C. Using Margaret's picture. Well,
so she actively leaked her medical records, which is
absolutely
illegal. Okay.
Using Margaret's picture.
Actively leaked her medical records, which okay.
Absolutely. Because on that Queen of Being Hep C, she posted Margaret's medical records on there.
Oh. Okay.
Absolutely. Because on that Queen of Being Margaret's medical records on there.
Oh. I hope somebody has like proof of that, yeah?
Oh, Margaret does.
Oh, good. So I hope she's pursuing charges.
She says that she is.
Okay.
And a couple weeks ago, Margaret had joined Ashley's live. And a couple weeks ago, Margaret had joined. This is when I said, F you, now I'm putting all your dirt out there.
Right.
Because Sage sent me the proof that it was you August of 23. And then she went on and she was like, well, it wasn't me, it was Jess.
Oh, of course.
And Margaret said, no, Ashley, I have the proof. And then she went on and she was like, well, it wasn't me, it was Jess. And Margaret said, no, Ashley, I have the proof that it was you. Just like the TikTok account you made. Well, that wasn't me, that was Jess. Just like the TikTok account you made. Well, that wasn't me, that was Jess. So at that point, Margaret disappeared. And Ashley was like, well, I don't know where she went. She just left. So at that point, Margaret disappeared. And Ashley was like, well, I don't know. And then later that day, Margaret had went live and she said she left Ashley's box because she was about to left. And then later that day, Margaret had went live because she was about to get out of character.
Yeah, which is Margaret has class, I'll tell you that much.
Like,
she knows when to just
because she was about to get out of character.
Margaret has class, I'll tell you that much.
Like,
she knows when to just she's real smart. Because I don't know if I could handle it like that. I really don't.
Well, and she said,
She knows when to just real smart, because I don't know if I could handle it like that. I really don't.
well, and she said in that live, she said, this will be the only time that I address you or this, because I provided somebody else screen live. She said, this will be the only time that I address. I provided somebody else screenshots, screen recordings, for them to provide it to Margaret. Apparently Sage had, because when she was doing it, I was still like real good friends with Sage. For them to apparently Sage had, because when she was doing it, I was still, and even she was like, Jess, do not get involved. And I was like, I'm not that fucking stupid.
Right.
So apparently when Sage and I fell out, I was like, Jess, do not get involved. And I was,
Right.
so apparently when Sage and I fell out, she gave that to Margaret, showing that it was Ashley. I recently found the video of Margaret showing that it was Ashley. Found the video where after Margaret had changed her password or her email or whatever it was, found the video, changed her password or her email or whatever it was, and it like kicked Ashley out, where Ashley was trying to log in. And when she opens up the main screen, there's two articles at the bottom about Baltimore. And then it says, like, you can see her type in LabCorp, and she used Face Baltimore. You can see her type in LabCorp, and she used Face ID to save the password.
Oh, that's smart.
Well, and if she thinks that dumping her password,
Oh, that's smart.
well, her phone is going to help, LabCorp and TikTok can still pull the IPs that it came back to.
Definitely, for the very least, for the account that she created,
Right.
they can trace that back to her in a heartbeat. And I have just seen that.
And if Mark,
For the account that she created to her in a heartbeat. And I have just seen that.
And if Margaret, now that she has the email that was used, that Queen of Being Band 22, she can give that email that was used, she can give that to the police, and the police can trace that, and that would come back to being made by Ashley to the police, and that would come back to being made. Nothing, not the email address, not the LabCorp, not the TikTok account, none of that will ping to any of my IPs or even in the state of Michigan. I swear on my children, the TikTok account, none of my IPs or even in the state of Michigan. I swear on my children, give me a polygraph. That was solely Ashley.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And there's text messages between Ashley and Whack where Ashley's telling Whack, oh, Margaret send. There's text messages between Ashley and Whack, oh, Margaret's sending her hounds over to my Queen of Being Hep C account to report
It's
it.
so gross. Like, that is so.
Over to my Queen of Being to report
It's
it.
so gross. Like, that is so disgusting to do to someone. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, she has no due to someone. No threshold. Like, it's literally just, there's no limit to how low she will go. And it's sickening.
No, because like Margaret said, because Ashley was like, she was crying for grace and sympathy when Margaret said that she was going to, and sympathy when Margaret said that she was going to press charges.
Right.
And she was like, well, there wasn't a kid involved at the mix. How was there not? You were like 6 months pregnant. That baby was moving around inside. There was a very kid involved at the mix. 6 months pregnant. That baby was moving around inside. There very much was a kid involved at the time that you did it.
Right.
But then you turn around and you're around inside. There very much it.
Right.
But then you turn around and you're like, oh well, I don't want to lose my son, and you expect Margaret to give a shit. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but like when I watched Margaret's replay on YouTube, and you expect Margaret to give a shit, but like when I watched Margaret's replay on YouTube, I fucking clapped my hands as she said, "You when you did this to me, you didn't give a shit about," as she said, you when you did this to about my kids, you didn't care about my kids possibly seeing a video that you're going around telling people about my kids. You didn't care seeing a video that you're going around telling people that their mother has a communicable disease.
Right.
So why would I care about you having a child around telling people that their mother's
Right.
so why would I care about you having a child involved?
She shouldn't. I mean, the child is, and I hate to say, nothing more than a prop. It always has been. She shouldn't. I mean, nothing more than a prop. It always has been. It's always been about what can I get out of people now that I have, someone else. It has been. It's always been about now that I have, someone else that I have to take care of. What services can I get? What money can I take from people? And it's sickening. So it's like to throw your son in there to hopefully garner some type of sympathy. It's sickening. So it's like to throw your son in there type of sympathy is just shows, to the extent of how far she'll go just to get what she wants. Type of sympathy is just shows, to go just to get what she wants and look like she's not a liar.
Yeah.
We all know she is. Like every word out of her mouth is a lie. I can tell she'll go just to get what she's not a liar.
Yeah.
We all know she is. Like every word out of her mouth. Watching her in her lives because for whatever reason, she has me blocked, but I can still see her lives. So if I try to say anything, it says this for whatever reason, she has me see her lives. So if I try to, this host has you blocked. So
That's weird.
I know, and her lives pop up like every other day. This host has you blocked. So lives pop up like every other day for me. And I'll just sit there and be like, yep, that's a lie. That's not the truth. And you can just see it like in her, like she tries so hard. And I'll just sit there and be like, yep, that's a lie. See it like in her, like she tries so hard. Even her trying to act like she's nice, she still comes off nasty.
Oh yeah, just like her, diabetes. But
yeah, her and Lisa should be besties. You're not lying.
Well, and Clover, I don't know if you've caught, but that Victoria lady, it's Victoria. Well, and Clover, I don't know if you've caught, but it's Victoria. She's actually real good besties with Ashley.
See, I'm not. I don't know all the players in the.
She's actually
the game. I know the old ones, but I feel like people bow out so often because it's just so frustrating, and it really does take like a toll on your mental health. Like watching someone like live that way and knowing that people. I don't know. I think she just live that way and knowing that people. She just kind of proved to me that like evil does exist. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
To me, and I'm a woman, she's a woman. I never would tear a woman down. And I'm a woman, she's a woman. I never would tear a woman down. And I would never, especially an addict, would ever come for them and say, oh, it's not going to work for you. I would always be in your corner and I would always root for people, no matter what. But when you're constantly, time and time again, spitting in those people's faces, always be in your corner and I would always root for people, no matter what. Time and time again, spitting in those people's faces and using words like the R word. I have special needs children. That's disgusting to me. Then to know further like the R word, that's disgusting to me. Then to know further back that she's had these, she's admitted to, things that she used to do with her ex-husband, which don't sit, she's admitted to, things that she used to do with her right with me. And the things with the cats, just like, it just keeps adding up more and more and more. And it's just like, some people just really right with me. And the things with the cats, just like, it just keeps, and it's just like, some people just really are not good people. And I hope that one day she finds peace and she can work on herself, like actually work on are not good people. And I hope that one day work on herself, like actually work on herself. But I'm telling you, every chance she's been given, she just spits in people's faces, and it's wild to me.
Oh yeah.
On herself. But I'm telling you, she just spits in people's faces, and it's wild to me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. And poor Margaret, like, I've watched Margaret before, and she honestly, I really like her because she just says the truth. I don't know. And poor Margaret, like, I've watched Margaret before, and she just says the truth. Whether it's, good, bad, or indifferent, she just says the truth. And I like that about her. But it's just like I said, she just says the truth. Whether it's, good, bad, or indifferent, I like that about her. But it's just like I said, you never know the players in the game anymore, because it's like she has friends and then they're not her friends because she does something to them or says something about them or implies that they did something that they did not in the game anymore, because it's like she has friends and then they're not her friends or says something about them or implies that they did something that they did not do, and eventually everyone turns on her.
Well, and what's funny is, and Clover, I hope so.
Implies that they did something that they did not on her.
Well, and what's funny is,
Me too.
my last conversation with Ashley was actually just the other day, because I had somebody else reach out to me, and was actually just the other day because I had and I had made a video about it, and she messaged that person, just so happened while and she messaged that person, just so happened while I was on the phone with them, and she was like, did Jess really contact you, blah blah. And she was like, did Jess really, like, I didn't contact nobody, they contacted me. And so she said, no, Jess didn't contact nobody, and it wasn't a lie.
Right.
But then she goes on to say, well, she was just wondering the lengths that I would go to harass her. Bitch, what? So I messaged her and I said, first of all, go to harass her. Bitch, what? So I messaged her and I said, first of all, I didn't reach out to nobody. They reached out to me because you're a piece of shit.
Right.
And I said, honey, you keep thinking that you're like famous and you're not. I didn't reach out to nobody. They reached out to me because you're a piece of shit. You keep thinking that you're like famous and you're not. Like, get a grip of reality. And I told her, I said, the more that you say my name, the more, and you're not, like, And I told her, I said, the more that you say my name, the more that I go live and I fucking put you out there. Period.
Right.
She turns around and says, I was the one who brought this to the internet to let them starve because they were just cats. Never once did I do that. I still ignored her. Then she blew up my message talking about oh, well, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this, I'm that, and if anything happens to her son, that's on my head. I'm sorry, oh, well, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this, I'm that, and if anything, that's on my head. I'm sorry, if anything happens to your son, that's because of the bullshit you did, so that's on you.
Yeah, well, it's your son, so
because of the bullshit you did, so that's on you.
Yeah, well, at some point you do have to take accountability for things that may happen to him. Like, you can't blame other people all the time. At some point you do have to take accountability for things that may blame other people all the time for, I mean, I pray to God that nothing ever happens, but like, if he gets a fever, you can't blame it on, Jess for, oh, well, you did that, so this is on your head. You have to take some sort of accountability for your own, oh, well, you did that, so this is on your head. You have to take your own child at some point.
Right. Well, and then I still didn't. After she blew up, I'm talking 30 text messages. It wasn't until I still didn't. After 30 text messages. It wasn't until she sat on that live with Margaret and blamed me for hacking her medical records and for being that TikTok account before I even came to the internet. Bitch, between that time, you done brought my name up 3 different times on bullshit before I even came to the internet. That time, you done brought my name up 3 different times on bullshit lies.
Yeah.
So you brought it to the internet because you need the views. Just like she's on.
Yeah.
So you brought it to the internet because you need blocking everybody that she had blocked, because when she first started coming back doing the tarot, blocking everybody that she had blocked, first started coming back doing the tarot, she would only have like 30 people in there. And she wasn't getting lives or getting.
Well, and you're 100% right.
First started coming back doing the tarot in there, and she wasn't getting lives or getting.
Well, and you're 100% right about that. Not to cut you off, sorry, but you're 100% right, because I was blocked forever, and now I am not.
Lives or getting.
Well, and you're to cut you off, sorry, but you're 100% right, because I was blocked forever.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure I will be after this live, because you just know she's in here peeping.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but no,
yep,
she started unblocking everybody and claiming that she didn't know why that they were being blocked. She started unblocking everybody. She didn't know because us mods were doing it. No, ma'am, that was you, honey. That was you.
Wow, I just
because us mods were doing it, honey. That was you.
Wow, I pray that, like I said, that she finds peace and figures this shit out, because lying and scheming and all that. Wow, I just say that, like I said, that she finds peace and figures this. You're not. What kind of life is that? Like, do better. Do better for your son. Like, you swear that you had such a shoddy upbringing and this and that, and oh my God, you're not. What kind of life is that? Like, do better. You swear that you had such a, oh my God, my parents and this happened, and give him better. Do better. That's the best revenge you're ever gonna get, is to actually succeed. Try. And she's a very, very smart person. She really is. She is not dumb by any stretch of the imagination. She could go so far.
Well, according to her, now she has severe memory loss, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. According to her, now she has severe memory loss, so. Yeah.
It's always going to be something. Oh, someone wants in the box.
Yeah, Victoria. I didn't want to cut you off, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's always going to be something. Oh, someone wants in the box.
Victoria. I didn't want to cut you off, though.
Oh, no worries. Let her in. I'm not sure who Victoria is, but I feel like I need to follow her. So I'm going to do that. And you guys have a good night. Thanks for letting me just, no worries. Let her in. I'm not sure who Victoria is, but I feel like I need to follow her. So I'm going to have a good night. Thanks for letting me just talk shit.
Oh, you're good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night. Thanks for letting me just talk shit. Oh, guys.
All right. Bye. Victoria, I tried to. Did you read? Okay, there we go. I tried to. Did you read? Okay, there we go. Hello?
Hey, I don't know what's going on, but I got 2 messages.
Hello?
Going on, but I got two messages. Somebody saying I'm friends with Ash. I don't know what it is. I know that you asked me to message you one day in a live, and I messaged you, but I'm not. Yes, I've talked. Is I know that you asked, and I messaged you, but I'm not. Yes, I've talked about drama with her, but I'm not friends with her.
Oh, well, according to her,
I'm not. Yes, I've talked with her.
oh, well, according to her, after that live and you were in there, I had asked her how long that she had been talking to you. And according to her, you were in there. Asked her how long that she had been talking to you. And according to her, you guys are like,
No,
the
baby.
recovery BFFs.
No, absolutely not. A couple of things in common, unfortunately, but yeah, we ain't friends like that.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we clear that because, like I said, according to her, y'all are like BFFs, and I know that you were.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we clear that because, like I said, according to her, and I know that you were in there the one day, and I don't really eyeball her chat like the I'll screen recorder, but I don't. I know that you were in there eyeball her chat like the I'll screen recorder, but I don't
Yeah, I
obsess with the
haven't been in
chat.
there since the day I talked to you.
Well, I would steer very clear of her.
Well, I don't have I don't I'm not a tarot person. You.
Well, I would.
Well, I don't have I don't I'm not a tarot person. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, and I had no reason to be friends. Like I have nothing in common with her other than people, and I had no reason in common with her other than people also hate me on the internet. Like that's literally the only thing. But I just wanted to clear that up. I got two messages and I was like, oh shit, and they'll also hate me on the internet. Like, but I just wanted to clear that up. I got two messages and I was like, oh shit. And they were like, who's Mama of Demons? I said, I'm not exactly sure. But then when I came in here, I realized who you were. But yeah, no, I'm not friends with her like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess good to know.
Yeah. You have a good day,
She
sweetheart.
tells a different story. You too, baby.
I'll clear that up with her too then. Yeah. You have a good day,
She
sweetheart.
tells a different story. You too, baby.
With her too then.
All right.
We don't need no more shit like that. That's for sure.
Right.
You have a good day.
You too.
With her too then.
All right.
That's for sure.
Right.
You have a good day.
You too. Well, I guess that clears that up. Clears that up. Say, I know I've seen her in there. I don't know how many times. But according to, Miss Ashley, they besties. They recovery BFFs. I know. You know what I mean? Like, nobody. Recovery BFFs. Nobody. I bet that if her son could speak, that boy wouldn't even claim her. I bet that could speak, that boy wouldn't even claim her. He'd be like, that ain't my mama. That ain't my mama. Nope. Nope. What in demons? I've never heard it sound. Demons? I've never heard it sound like that before. That was crazy. I've never heard it. That was crazy. Well, alright, y'all. I guess I'm gonna get off here for now. Deal with my baby kids. Figure out what these demons want. I guess I'm gonna get off here for now. Deal out what these demons want for dinner. AS will be on tomorrow. Be safe and have